Hi, everyone. It looks like we've got some people in already. This is super exciting. I'm Alicia, the Partnerships Manager here at Aftersell. This is our first very much product update town hall, which is our first ever. So be nice to us. And of course, if you guys have any question, feel free to add them into the chat. But we're super excited to get this rolling because, we have a lot of updates going on. And, Aftersell's always been, just constantly building with products and whatnot and features as well that we're constantly making more for you guys via listening. So be sure to add in the chat if you have any other questions and anything else that you would like to know. But let's get into it today as well. So the agenda here today is we're going to welcome a couple of our product team and also some of the guys that will be talking a little bit about certain parts of our, our solutions, which is cart update, our post-purchase upsell update, Rokt Thanks update if you guys don't know about it yet. And we've got partnerships, marketing kind of update as well. So this will be really exciting to kind of walk you guys through on what's new. So if you guys don't already know about Aftersell, our bread and butter, it's all about post-purchase upsell and cross-selling throughout the cart and all the way to the thank you page. Now, if you guys also are not familiar, we were acquired by a company called Rokt a year and a half ago. So now we have additional features that has been expanding. We've got a lot of brands that have been using it. So we're really, really excited. Today, we're going to be touch basing a couple of the features, what's some of the newest features that we've launched, what sort of update. Checkout will be the only one that we don't really have anything much to update. But other than that, all the cart, post-purchase upsell, and thank you page plus Rokt Thanks, there will be something to be discussed. So let's get into it with cart. We have Opie who will be presenting a part of his update for you guys. So I'm going to bring Opie in front of the stage. Let me just bring him forward a little bit. I'm going to invite him here. And yeah, we've got Opie in the house.
Hey, yeah, lovely to be here. My name is Opie. I'm the product owner for our Upcart product. We can just hop to the next slide here. Yeah, so on the Upcart side, I think the real priority for us has been trying to bring more flexibility to our merchants. We want to make sure that our merchants are able to build the carts that they want, the carts that they want to see, and we want to make sure that we brought all the features that would let them kind of have all the knobs and whistles to be able to design the cart that they're looking for. This kind of manifests in a few small ways, like we added product reviews to the upsells drawer. We obviously squashed a lot of bugs in various areas of our app, just really tightening things up so things can be smooth and clean for the setup process. One of the larger things that we actually built out, though, is this limited release custom template functionality. So what this allows is for kind of a complete override of a specific module inside of Upcart using JSX, so a little bit of code, but what it actually enables is just this kind of top of ceiling flexibility. Anything is possible as long as it can be written in the code. This is something we will be widely releasing just around the corner here, but if you do want kind of early access, feel free to get in touch. This is kind of a big bet for us. It's a big step. We think this is going to unlock a lot of the things that people ask for, a lot of the functionality and the flexibility that people are most frequently looking for. And then kind of moving on there, it's kind of connected. We built in a few extra layers of integrations. So some of the apps mentioned here, Okendo, Just.me, Abra, Stay AI, just building in those core integrations with bundle apps, with discount apps, just making sure that the cart does exactly what we want it to do when we want it to do it, and working with these amazing app partners just to drive that kind of experience for our merchants here. What we actually did with this is we built this on top of kind of a refreshed public API layer. Kind of nerd code talk, but what this actually enables is us to build out these integrations faster going forward, and also puts the power back into merchant hands for when they do want to do those more custom things. It just allows you to have that access, have that ability, and yeah, just kind of unlocking the cart to do what needs to be done. If we go to the next slide here, I'll share a little bit more about what we're getting into. So there's two sides, right? There's the design flexibility, and then there's also the performance. We also, carts can look the way they look, but really at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're driving value for our merchants, driving AOV growth and we're driving CCR growth. So surfacing insights has become really important to us. We rolled out this refreshed analytics dashboard to all of our merchants, I believe just over 2 weeks ago. And this is just like a cleaner dashboard. It allows you to get the insights that you're looking for. It allows you to see kind of how the performance of your cart is going. And we will be updating this and adding more metrics into here, getting the stats that we want in here, and building on top of this layer. But I think it's just like a good step into seeing how, just making sure everyone's aware of like, there is a performance aspect, and we want to make sure that we're driving the kind of changes that we want to see with these values and with these numbers. Some of the sneak peeks of things coming soon that I'll share here, kind of in line with driving performance, driving the things that we want to see inside of the cart. We've been focused a bit on discounts, so kind of building discount functionality kind of deep into UpCart, allowing dynamic discounting on upsell products, allowing dynamic discounting with the rewards bar, and then also kind of advanced rewards campaign configuration. So this looks a bit like customized campaigns, like if there's a subscription product in the cart, they get free shipping, things like that. You can kind of have these more fine-grained rules, as well as filtering logic. So you can actually kind of control which products count toward the rewards bar, instead of it being buy 2 products, get free shipping. It's buy 2 of this specific product and get free shipping, that kind of thing. These are the kind of things we're looking into, these updates we're rolling out soon. Happy to keep everyone updated. And yeah, this is kind of the update from Cart. I'd be happy to take any questions, but I'm not sure. I think we might be doing that at the end, Alicia.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you so much for the update on the cart side. I really am super excited and stoked. I think everyone will be as well. If you have any question, guys, about cart related, feel free to put them into chat, and I can bring Opie back out in a bit afterwards. But now let's get into the next session here. We have post-purchase upsell, and that is another part of the pieces that is super important. And I will have David that will be coming up to the stage with us here.
Hey everyone, as Leisha said, I'm David. I'm part of the merchant success team here at Aftersell, and I'm just going to be going over a few pretty large updates that we've done to the post-purchase area. So we'll get started and we can go to the next slide. So first off, we have our new multivariate testing. This is replacing our old, fairly basic testing that we had before, where it was just an A/B test and there wasn't a lot of actual variates that you could align with this. Now, if you actually look at that GIF that's playing in there, you can kind of see what we can do here. What we're essentially allowed to do on this is put different variates of percentages and timers, and it essentially jumbles them all up and shows them to an exact amount of customers visiting your store, so it splits them up. This also means we're not limited to just A, B. We can go further than that for the copy and layouts. We can go A, B, C, D, and E at this point. Now, what we do want to be careful with this is as soon as you start adding more and more variates, what happens is you're going to need a lot more impressions in order to see which one is actually successful, which one isn't. Now, this might not be for everybody. This is usually for people who've been using Aftersell for a little bit and are looking to hone in their funnels a little bit more to get squeeze a little bit of that conversion rate higher and higher. But it is a huge overhaul as far as what we have done for our A/B testing. And it does a huge amount of scaling. It also comes with a whole new area for the analytics, where we're actually able to see which one is performing best and choose the winner as far as best performing. Or if you're wanting to focus on conversion rate, you can go from there as well. But it does do thousands and thousands of tests for a single setup. So this is a huge improvement as far as what we have, and I'm not sure anybody else really is doing something similar to this. And this is just the beginning. This has been out for about a few months now, and we are going to be expanding on it over the next little while with more options, more variants, and so on and so forth. So I would jump in and toy around with this if this is something that you're interested in. But that's it for the multivariate test. I'm going to go on to another really big update that we're doing, and that's smart funnels. Now, smart funnels is essentially replacing what we're doing with our automatic upsell machine that we had initially. What this is allowing us to do is actually lean a lot heavier on AI and almost in a set it and forget it type of way. Essentially, what this does is you can set up the allocation for the amount of percentages of your customers who will be seeing the smart funnels. This doesn't mean that you don't have to have manual funnels set up. What you can do is you can set this up to be 30, 40, 50%, or 100% if that's what you're wanting to do. And then this will run based off of your store and the performance on your store itself. So essentially with AI recommended products, it automatically selects the best products from your catalog. It's going to use your configured product recommendations app if you're using that. And then it's going to actually adapt to the customer behavior itself and purchase patterns and make sure that we're tailoring these post-purchase upsells to something that we know is going to convert at a much higher rate. So this doesn't have to be your only go-to. You can have this in conjunction with like a highlighted single hero product as well. Whereas you have your hero product, have that as your initial offer, and then you have your smart funnels as the other options. And if there's no hero product selected there, or that hero product is out of stock or anything like that, what will end up happening is it will just default to the AI recommended products as well. Now, it's not just products that this affects, it actually is also discounts that we'll look at. So almost similar to what I was explaining with the multivariate test, where you can test different percentages and see which one is converting best, or see which one is a lower percentage of a discount, but is still converting at the exact same rate as a higher one. That just means more money for you and more sales. So what this will do is it will also adjust percentages, trying to hone in on the exact percentage without hitting that conversion rate as well. So it kind of, like I said, is a very good set it and forget it, easy way to kind of jump into things without having to do all the manual setup of thinking about which products you want to focus on, thinking about which discounts, do I offer shipping, do I not offer shipping, all the editing that comes along with some of the manual stuff. Well, like I said at the beginning, that is still available. This will always be the first option. So if you already have Aftersell, we highly recommend jumping in this and maybe just turning it on to a 30 to 50%, seeing how it goes for you, because there is a chance that this could absolutely blow your other funnels out of the water. But it is a good way to kind of start testing. And it does learn over time as well, as all AI kind of does. It will learn your customers' behaviors and just kind of tailor the smart funnels to, like I said many times, just convert higher. But those are our two really, really big updates that we've done so far. And yeah, I'll be around for questions at the end. I think that's what we're doing. So we'll all be here.
Thank you so much, David, for sharing this amazing, amazing features that's happening in post-purchase upsell. It's super exciting. If you guys have not tested it out, I would suggest you guys to give it a shot. And I'm sure we have a doc somewhere as well, where if you guys would love to learn more about it, it should be in the support. Thank you, David. I'll put you back in the backstage. And yeah, next up we have Rokt Thanks. So that's also another feature that you guys are not familiar with. That is something that we have been launching for a year and a half now. So it's really, really exciting. So I'm going to bring in Syed, who will be sharing a little bit more about Rokt Thanks.
Hello, everybody. Great to be here. My name is Syed. I'm an account executive here on the Aftersell team. I have the privilege of talking about my favorite product today in the suite, which is called Rokt Thanks. And why is it my favorite product? Well, basically, it's a money printer. It creates free profit for you, basically out of thin air. We'll kind of explain how that works a little bit. Alicia, if you don't mind going to the next slide for me. So for any of you that are big online shoppers, you've probably seen an offer like this at one point or another. 80% of all US shoppers have now interacted with the Rokt offer at one point or another. So over 300 million people have actually interacted with these. And basically what it is, it's a way for you to monetize your thank you page, which is a very underutilized page in Shopify in general. The thank you page is often an afterthought with a lot of e-commerce businesses that we work with. But this is a way for you to delight your customers with basically a free gift from one of these very credible blue chip brands. So your Apple, Nike, Netflix, Hulu, etc. And what we do is we actually put this placement on the thank you page once they're done the entire transaction. So this occurs even after post-purchase. So there's never any risk to your order conversion. And the reason that the product works so well is that there's a ton of machine learning that goes on behind the scenes. So we're not just plastering an ad on the sake for the sake of plastering an ad. We're using a ton of machine learning. We analyze over 6.5 billion transactions a year. So we make sure that every offer that shows up to your customer is a relevant offer that they likely would have wanted. The benefit to you is anytime somebody clicks yes on these offers, so they don't need to sign up for the service. All they need to do is click yes, you make pure profit. So Alicia, if you go to the next slide, this is sort of the profit potential that you can anticipate. So we generally, with our merchants, see about 30 to 50 cents in pure profit per order added with Rokt Thanks. So you guys are able to do the math looking at your own order volume. The most conservative benchmark that we're going off with is about 35 cents in pure profit per order. So for an example, a merchant that is doing about 10,000 orders a month is able to generate about $42,000 a year in pure profit, no cost of goods sold. They don't need to change the way that they operate at all. And they can use these funds to either invest in marketing campaigns or better logistics or launch new product lines. And that's when brands really start to see the growth there. The great thing about Rokt Thanks as a whole is that it's built into Aftersell. So it is literally the click of a button to set up. There is no contract, there's no commitment or cost associated towards using this product. So you can give it a shot, try it out, see if your customers like it and if you like the revenue coming in, and then you can make a decision from there. Next slide. So really, when we're looking at the performance over the full suite, when we take, first of all, these are the average sort of profit per order benchmarks that we see added across the board with merchants that we work with. So we see about 53 cents of uplift in the cart level. We see about 8 cents of uplift at the checkout level, about $1.14 in uplift with our post-purchase product, which is why we heavily recommend you give that a shot. And then combining that with the Rokt Thanks monetization piece, which is another 35 cents, we can basically get your performance up to like almost $2 in pure profit per order using the full suite. So that's essentially Rokt Thanks in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions about that, let us know. One other thing that I do want to mention before I hand the mic back to Alicia is a lot of brands typically have the concern of what does this do to my brand perception? What does this kind of do to my customer experience? And the reason, again, that the product works so well is because it's designed with the end customer user experience in mind. So all the offers are highly relevant. Just wanted to talk quickly about a case study that we did with Jones Road Beauty, and they are very customer centric. They didn't want to put anything on their site that could be a detriment to their experience. So we actually ran a holdout test with them where we showed one cohort the offers and we showed another cohort no Rokt offers. And coincidentally, the cohort that saw the Rokt offers actually had an increase in customer repeat rate. So we're willing to run that experiment with any brands that would like to. Also, we do give you elements of brand control. So if there are brands or verticals that you don't want to show to your customers, we would block them and make sure that only the selected ones would appear.
That's amazing. Said, I'm kind of curious as well. I mean, this is an answer that I already know, but maybe some of the viewers might not know is that does it have to be 10,000 orders a month in order to be, applicable for us to kind of use Rokt Thanks, or how does that go about?
Absolutely not. We have merchants that are doing 1,000 or 2,000 orders a month. And even though it's not huge revenue, it still is paying for a lot of their tech stack, which they love. Or we have merchants that are doing, hundreds of thousands or millions of transactions a month. And therefore, the volume can be pretty significant. So either way, small or large, we see a great fit for Rokt Thanks.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you guys. So much for kind of walking us through all these amazing new features. I'm going to put you back into the backstage. So this is exciting. I think there's a lot and a ton of things that we've been doing for the past couple months or even a year now that, we've been updating new features and whatnot. So this is some exciting stuff that we have here. Now, a couple things on the next steps here are we have partnerships as well. If some of you guys may or may not know, we have a lot of affiliates, we have a lot of agencies out there. And we love to have you guys be a part of it. And if you did not know, we are already migrated to a platform called PartnerStack. So if you are still in our old platform, please be sure to check out PartnerStack. You should have everything migrated. Please make sure to use the new affiliate links. I know that there were a couple people not knowing where to navigate it, but PartnerStack has everything that you need, from looking into your datas, your customers, your how many clicks and everything else. All the things are all in there already. So be sure to do that. If not, feel free to also message in PartnerStack. If not, support in PartnerStack should be able to help you with a lot of things as well. We do have a lot of affiliates telling me like, okay, my email is not associated with that anymore. Can we change it? You can, but PartnerStack will be your best bet on that. So let's move on to the last piece of here. It's that we have a couple of marketing updates as well. Is that we just recently became a Shopify Plus partner. So we want to say thank you to everyone for supporting us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be where we are today. So without your feedback and everything else, engineers will be able to build this amazing solution and product for you. So thank you guys so much again on this part. And lastly, we also have a webinar that is happening in August 13, the Yes Letter Blueprint. This is actually a lot more on the it's more on the BFCM side of things. So the theme is BFCM. We are going to get Nizar, who will be our amazing agency from Simply Skilled, to kind of share his thoughts on how to build a post-purchase upsell. So how to stack post-purchase upsell conversion, because he's honestly one of the best expert in the space, and he's been helping a lot of our brands to convert in terms of like the AOV and RPT as well. So be sure to join us. I would be sure to Maria to maybe include the link in the chat. If not, we will also follow up and share that link to you guys as well. So if you guys have any question, feel free to actually let us know. But if there's none, then we can actually end this session. So I'm just going to give it like another 30 seconds. But I know that someone was asking, how do we advertise on Rokt Thanks? Saad probably has already answered that, but I can bring Saad back on stage if you have anything else to add there, Saad.
Yeah, for sure. Great question, Harsh. So Rokt is a closed network of advertisers, meaning that not just every brand can essentially just sign up to become part of the advertising network. That's done intentionally to make sure that the offers that are showing up are coming from really credible businesses. That being said, if you are interested in being an advertiser for any one of your brands, reach out to our team and we can reach out to the Rokt team and ask for approval.
Amazing. Okay, that is probably it. And thank you guys all so much for your time, and we really appreciate it. And if you guys have any other question, always feel free to check out with our support team. Our in-app support are really, really amazing. They do respond pretty consistently, so feel free to do that. But if not, thank you guys so much again for joining us today. Have a good one. Take care.